Good day, and welcome to Indiana ArtsDesk. I'm Marcus Jackman. Coming up this week, the American Cabaret Theater of Indianapolis reflects on our national self-image post 9/11 through song, and the Arts Calendar takes a look at what's going on as the area swings into summer mode. But first, online book clubs. People have gathered to discuss books probably almost as long as books themselves have been around, but in an age of eye connection, it's hardly surprising to find the Internet being used as a forum for discussing and the appreciation of books. Perhaps having a book club on the web would seem ideal in terms of bringing people together despite large distances, in terms of integrating quotes or other information into a discussion, and in terms of convenience, but that's not always the way it works out. For example, Oprah's Leviathan Book Club is on hiatus. The media mogul has said she wants to back off her famous recommendations as she retools, preparing to bring more classic works of literature to her viewers. A&E's book club is on hold indefinitely as well. USA Today just started their book club last month, once Oprah announced hers was standing down, and the link to their discussion forum is down. So clearly just announcing a book club online isn't a guarantee of success. So what makes one work? Kara Whiting is the assistant librarian at Fort Wayne's Journal-Gazette newspaper. She's also the founder and moderator of Off the Shelf, the Journal-Gazette's online book club. It started as a project, but Whiting says her newspaper was gracious enough to let her try it out on a consistent basis. Whiting says they experimented with different formats at first.
Before we had monthly chats, online chats, and we found that we weren't getting a lot of people. You know, someone might finish a book at 2 a.m. and just need to talk about it right then. And obviously we probably wouldn't schedule a chat at that time, so they could go online and say, whoa, talk about what they wanted to about that book, to use it whenever it's available. It's available to them 24/7, so they can go to it whenever it's convenient for them.
So now Off the Shelf highlights one theme at a time, asking leading questions about Nora Roberts and other romantic novelists, or your favorite Harry Potter book. Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling are the themes right now, as the next book in that series is due out June 21st. Whiting says the flexibility of using the Internet as a book discussion forum is convenient because people who might not be able to attend a traditional face-to-face group can often find the time to duck online and post their thoughts. But meeting online can mean muted personal contact.
I think with face-to-face you probably forge more, I don't know how to say this, maybe more direct conversation where maybe you get more of a flow of continual conversation, whereas with what we're doing now with the board, it's more disjointed.
With more resources, both time and money, and a higher profile, Whiting says she'd like to add the personal touches of book clubs like the Washington Post's Book World, including the occasional chat with an author or other expert. But for now, Whiting says she's looking forward to the online literary community growing into a greater presence and resource for the Fort Wayne area. Suzanne Beecher has taken another approach to online book clubbing, though, through email.
They're saying to themselves, when I get a big block of time, then I'll sit down and I'll read a book, and of course that big block of time never comes. So what I try to do at dearreader.com is make it easy for people to put that habit back into their life.
Every day, members of dearreader.com, formerly Chapter a Day, receive an email with an excerpt from a book, which should take about 5 minutes to read, or, in the new audio book club area, a link to an audio file to let your email read to you. Beecher says this way of reading a bit each day, with a new book selection every week, is a way to meet people where they are and encourage them to read.
Some people would go to a book club and they would get together in a group and they would get a lot out of it and it would be wonderful. But in reality, there are a lot of people, including myself, going and sitting down with a group of people and discussing a book is really not for me. I don't have the time in my schedule, though I do discuss a book with 160,000 people every day. But you see, it's the means that it's delivered. So it's kind of like it's another variation that we're able to offer.
And Beecher's site hosts discussion forums as well to share thoughts, enthusiasm, or disappointment with each selection. She says her daily reflections, coupled with the anonymity of the interface, fosters an atmosphere where people can be honest.
You would be amazed at a lot of the responses that I get from readers. Something I write that I've written in the Dear Reader, or something that they've read for the day, it will strike a chord with them, and they will open up because they feel that the book club is a safe ground, because I open up and I give of myself. It's like this is a safe place.
Beecher sells her service to libraries and businesses, which can have the emails tailored with their own content, and some even add a link to reserve that book online. A number of libraries in the IPR area participate, including Anderson and Newcastle-Henry County Public Libraries. Beecher says her service reaches 160,000 readers and listeners every day.
I always hesitate to say it because it might sound kind of negative, but I kind of look for little ways to trick people into reading, because once they do, they love it. They're reminded of the feelings they used to have. But I have to get their attention.
You can find links to off-the-shelf and local libraries on the Indiana ArtsDesk webpage at bsu.edu/IPR, and tune in next week when we'll have a story on old-fashioned book clubs that actually meet face-to-face.